Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is going to be your Lionsgate bonus reading by sign. Let's see who's tuning in here. Scorpio. Welcome, Scorpio. Looking forward to checking out your cards. We're going to start out with this new deck that I have. It's the Rebel deck. It's actually the couples edition, so we may need to stretch some of the meanings if it's not to do with a personal one-to-one relationship in your life. And I will give you the warning that these cards are a bit spicy and do have some adult swears on them. So if that offends you, you might want to just forward just a little bit. Ooh, and coming out with something really strong and intense. Now you can flip and reverse this if it's not you, but it says you effed up. Yeah, it's your fault. Say this out loud. I'm sorry. So take that as you will. This is a general reading. There could be cross watchers here. So somebody screwed something up and owes somebody an apology. Whew. Your ass needs some help. Ask for it. Hire it. Make it happen. We can't be all the things. So if you need support, you need to ask your friends, your relatives, you need to ask your mate to make it happen. You need to find out how to make it happen, or even on the other side, getting assistance. And yeah, this includes you. Yeah, needing help with your personal, your emotional, or literal. And then it says on the other side, you're playing with fire. A few of the signs have been getting this card, and that one on the other side, it says to check yourself that you're playing with fire. So there's something here where if you're doing too much and trying to be all things, then it's potentially going to have a negative outcome if you can't rein that in some way, whether that's to hold another person accountable or something along those lines. Overextending yourself is going to, look at it. If we're balancing too many things, juggling too many balls, something falls. Or we're not as good at any of the one things because we're too spread too thin, trying to do too many things. So inevitably, then we can't be necessarily as proud as we would have been, because the quality of work that we're turning out or the quality of life that we're engaged with is not as fulfilling, and it's not up to our standards. And so this starts to play a negative mental game with us if that's the case. So holding others accountable, asking for support, and giving ourselves some type of a well-needed break. The sign of Scorpio, you have Pallas Athene. Very logical, very strategic. So perhaps these, and Scorpios can be quite strategic. So I don't know if maybe you're trying to be all things to somebody to kind of be useful. Sometimes not everybody here will be this way. I saw 333, but sometimes from an early age, we learn that through those individuals who are very conditional with their love and acceptance of other individuals, that we need to accommodate and be useful and be all things so that we can achieve this sense of loving, belonging, and acceptance. Or, even those that have dealt with different types of individuals that are very demanding, manipulative, or even narcissistic, we can find ourselves doing more because we're told, well, that's not enough. Well, better luck next time. And so we keep trying and achieving. But instead of continuing to beat on that closed door, we can say, if I'm, putting in 10 extra hours at this job for free, I really should put those 10 hours a week towards my own enterprises. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have a hell of a lot to show for it. So somebody with light features, eyes, hair, or complexion may be prominent here in the reading. Let's shuffle a little bit more to find out. That could be yourself, or that could be the person you're dealing with, or somebody that's influencing the situation. So how are you playing with fire? And how is there this need for an apology? Like maybe somebody was trying to make you accountable to be perfection in the moment and they weren't bringing anything and you were trying and trying and maybe you did let something slide. Maybe one of the balls did hit the ground because you were trying to do everything all by yourself and whether or not you asked for help. Um, but it looks like, all right, we've got one popping out. Okay, now we have go, go, go. Reassess your reasons for busyness. Prioritize your goals. I think that that's the key here is that if you're being convinced by others or being pressured by others to do something either towards a mutual endpoint or towards a business or partnership, it kind of seems here that your goals and your needs in the situation are being pushed to the side because there's this focus where somebody wants you to be all in into that. Um, Self sabotage, self fulfilling prophecy, negative mindset, get out of hermitage for a change, and brick house are on the bottom. And that means like you are the brick house here. Strong, powerful, that coming right before the third solar plexus chakra of creative, self authority, courage, mixed signals, and young male may be falling for you hard. Flow, positive mental attitude. Interesting. So, all right. So here it's like prioritizing your goals. Maybe there is also a new relationship that's kind of not being invested in or not being believed in here or something such as that. And you need to believe in yourself, have courage in yourself and to get out of your own head, out of your own house and maybe your brick house and go out and show yourself to the world because by being your authentic self, creative and all shiny and presented out into the world, you'll be sending a more exact signal here. But there's somebody who's interested in you here, this younger male, or you're falling for this younger male hard. Keep your attitude up and flowing in the positive direction. Um, yeah, anything else? It seems like I'm not quite tapping into where we're going with this just yet. There's a couple falling out here. Okay. All right. Yes, yes, yes. So we have music reminds me. So something here striking a chord, some type of music that you're hearing, reminding you of an individual, could be past, present, future, that occupies a place in your mind or heart. This person, or I would think that it would potentially be related to yourself as an introvert. The sign of Pisces coming out, something interconnected, the two fish, duality, mysticism, and that's where Neptune and Saturn are at right now. So there's some type of illusion of responsibility that's being shown here. And if you get out more, it seems like you're going to recognize all of the things you may have been missing while you've been immersed in somebody else's bag, like trying to help them. And then we have this scared of commitment popping out, which doesn't seem to really match the situation. So I'm going to leave that one with you in case that means something for you. One or both or all people could be scared of committing to something too soon. That may be the reason why there's some distance and those fearful negative thoughts. But underneath the deck now we have leader, entrepreneur, trendsetter, boss. You're so hot. An evil eye, return to sender times 10. Ancestors are sending you signs and synchronicities. Uranus 3333, shift focus, green light. Oh, I love that. Q, R, S, or T could be prominent initials for yourself, the person or situation or enterprise that's part of this reading. But it looks like somebody may be either bossing up or attracted to some type of boss. And there's going to be signs and synchronicities confirming your urge to get out and switch things up, to change things with that Uranian influence, taking things perhaps from friendship and your uniqueness, your quirkiness, and capitalizing on those with the 3333 being self mastery, self accomplishment, self actualization, ascending. And then with that shifting focus to the green light, it's reminding me about getting the green light from somebody is great. But what I was really getting is, we talk a lot about red flags, but how often are we really focused on the green lights that we get with people, the green flags? It's like, oh, that man over there is really excellent with children and animals. That woman over there really has a lot of confidence and is very well spoken. Things that might contradict the lesser stereotypes, but when we give the focus and shift our focus towards those green light things, it's like that individual is a strong, empowered individual. And then the more that we're witnessing those green lights in other individuals, the more that we're investing in our own green lights, the more that we kind of get out of our own way. Ooh, okay. Below the QRST, I dream about you. I feel you near me when we're miles apart. And somebody's coming in, momentum, drive, motive, speed, coming to see you, but they feel triggered by old trauma and self-protection. There's been gaslighting, manipulation. They really need to look at something deeper, or you, and taking separation, time for self-alignment. And then there's that regret, I'm sorry. So whether there's been something to apologize for. Then the 55 and overthinking, IJKL, maybe some initials that need to speak to somebody, but somebody needs to make an apology. Now, this doesn't have to be intimate in nature. This could even be family or something like that. Like, you're so hot. It's like, man, you are on fire. You really are accomplishing the damn thing. I'm seeing you be this leader entrepreneur, and I really appreciate that. And somebody may have come through and gaslit me, but now I see that information was their projection, and I'm sending their information back. Okay, things are coming out while I'm holding this. The 3333 and the green light coming out. So like I said, there's completion, leveling up. So you'll know what your situation is. Let's get you a couple new cards. I've noticed every single one of these readings I do gets a little longer. So let's see, anything else for you? These two. Oh, the initiation in the Count Saint Germain, transmuting lower energies into higher vibrational frequencies, getting out of our own old habits, and helping to lift a situation up that has a lot of promise and a lot of mutual receptivity. The lower vibrational attachments or interference from outside of a situation, it's moving to the side, and somebody owes somebody an apology here potentially. And then we have this 5 of Scrolls, diversity. So this might be getting other viewpoints, listening to things in a different way, being able to challenge yourself to see something with fresh eyes, perhaps. And then we have this karmic trench. So there has been something here about old ways of doing things. Somebody perhaps was in a rut, and now they're getting that green light to move outside of the pattern, to level up. They are returning any of those projections or expectations that somebody needs to be out here working in the hot sun all day while, the boss is over there in the shade saying, you missed a spot to the left. Yeah, keep going. It's not good enough still. There's something here about the judgments of others and getting out of that trench, out of that groove, and just being like, this really isn't good for me anymore. It's not really working for me anymore. I'm going to go out and see new vistas. I'm going to see new people. I'm going to gather with new friends and relatives. There's something here about the new. So somebody was trying to be all things to everybody. They may have overlooked an opportunity in the past or turned their back on somebody who really needed support. And when it came down to the wire, they weren't there and they fucked up. And it could have been you. And that's all right too. Gift of neutrality came out with the last reading for Libra. That might be an important sign for you. The gift of neutrality talks about meeting in the middle. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. There's a lot of mutual attraction at play too. Convey your meaning. Number 41. Reflect on the way you communicate with others and with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart and with respect and sincerity. So maybe all of this frustration has led you to either be bitter or doubtful of yourself or of others. Maybe it has led you to be a little conflicted in partnerships, or what's that word? Disagreeable is not the right word, but yeah, it might have been creating a lot of controversy and a lot of resentments here, but there's a need to get square on what you want and need to say, and to show somebody else what you mean, even if that's in your apology. Don't just say, yeah, I'm sorry, and then move on. It's like, I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you when you needed it. I'm sorry I overlooked you. I'm sorry that I was immersed in my own process over here and that I didn't even see you struggle, or I turned a blind eye to your struggle, or I listened to the wrong people. And in addition to saying why you're sorry and what you're sorry for, the depth of what that was for the other person and the acknowledgement of having placed yourself in a compassionate juxtaposition there, then say, I aim to do better, not just better, but I want to set my intention that I'm going to do, and then give some deliverables. Create space for new love. I think for some of you, the meaning is that you're leaving something or someone behind because it's effed up. And even with the apologies, it's like, we can't be with everybody. We can't always get along. Maybe we just need space and to move along. Because here it says, when a thing hurts your eyes, stop looking at it. When it hurts your ears, stop listening to it. And when it hurts your heart, stop justifying it. I love you so much, the universe. Yeah, don't let those guys keep renting space in your head. And here we have karma is on your side because somebody effed up. So, you played that bigger person card, and now they're getting the ramifications, and they're starting to see different karmic evidence in their life. I'm not saying that they're being punished. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. That's between them and them. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all of the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale, the universe. I absolutely love that for you, because this new love, it's like you really tried and you were trying to do everything. You exhausted your resources, you exhausted your patience and your flexibility with somebody, and maybe it was apology after apology, and things just kept being on your end. And it's like, we've all chosen for our path, and now it's time for us to level up. Love is never in vain, though. Don't see it as time wasted. Those who love you, or those you love, love you. So there is love at play in this situation, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, or a combination of all of that. And we can love somebody and leave them. We can love them and stay. There are all these things at play here, but if you have some type of new interest in a new endeavor, making space for new love or a new interest, it looks like those individuals are into you as well. So get out of that karmic trench without delay. The weather's much nicer up on the top of the mountain, out in the sunshine where you belong. So I love you so much, Scorpio. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you were able to get a message with some type of meaning for yourself and your situation. I hope that you have an incredible, fantastic, empowering Lionsgate portal, and that you do consider hitting some of those buttons for us. Engaging with the channel is free. Great way that you can support and help the messages get out to those who need it. And I wish you so much love and gratitude during this time. Until next time, Scorpio, take care.